Good evening? It is, isn't it? Good evening, everyone. How are you, wonderful human beings? The weekend is over. We are back in week 3 now of April. How are you, wonderful humans? How are you, wonderful humans? How have you been? Hope you've had a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit all the magical YouTube buttons for us, please, pretty people. It's not been the greatest weekend in the world in this household, but you know, it's all right. It's not been too bad. Had a nice barbecue on Saturday. That was okay at least. And then Games Workshop decided to get their troll on again today. Have you guys seen it? Do you want me to show you it, or have you already seen it? I'm assuming you've already seen it on the Warcom article. I'm going to show you anyway, actually, because why the fuck not? I don't understand what they're doing. I don't get it. Ockingdor, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. You're a legend. Is it working? No, it's still not working. Oh, good. Oh, goody gumdrops. Demogorgon, thank you for the 5 gifted. I'm going to hide it now. Still not working. We'll do that in a bit. So Games Workshop put up... Thank you, Demogorgon, by the way. I love you. You're incredible. We might have to pay moving fees, team. I'm really grateful for gifteds and super chats tonight. Like, really fucking grateful. All right. Anyway, here we go. So Games Workshop put an article up today. Strike from the skies with the new improved Space Marine drop pods. Now, with the exception of them being a bit of a knob to build, I don't know anybody who's ever decided that this needs a new kit. No, this wasn't needed. This is a waste of R&D time and a waste of tooling and machinery. This is a joke, especially when Chaos still don't have one. Space Marines love nothing more than dropping right into enemy force and tearing it apart. Their delivery method of choice is the humble drop pod, a simple vehicle compromising seatbelts, shielding a few rocket boosters, and not much else. Drop pods slam into the ground with enough force to liquefy a regular human occupant before its doors fall open and disgorge the superhuman warriors within. Classic Space Marine tactics, all told. Warhammer hobbyists have been dropping their Space Marines onto the tabletop for decades, so it's high time their noble chariot got an update. Better still, they now come in pairs. My first problem, they come in pairs. Why do they come in pairs? Because they can charge more for a box. What does that mean? If you want to run 3. They're not dedicated transports currently. If you want to run 3, you've got to buy 4. Greedy fuckers. Next point, right? The newest incarnation of the drop pod has a few major changes to better suit its role in-game. The Storm Bolter and Deathwind launcher, normally mounted above the passengers, which, let's face it, was a colossal safety hazard, has been removed, while the endlessly fiddly doors that spawned 1,000 arguments about vehicle footprints are now fastened
What
firmly.
pods could a drop pod drop, if a drop pod could drop pods?
Thanks, Silence Falls, for the 10. You're a legend. While the endlessly fiddly doors that spawned 1,000 arguments about vehicle footprints are now fastened firmly in the open position. Were they that much of a problem? I don't think they were, right? I'll go more into this in a moment. The kit's significantly easier to build. That's good. And we'll have a new data sheet. That's good, which clarifies exactly where everything gets measured from. That's good for a reason in a moment I'll just go on to. Leaving little room for creative rules interpretations. The new data sheet will be available via free download when it's released. Now, you'll note the important debris under the doors. It's modular and can be added to suit your taste when it comes to drop pods.
This makes this a podcast.
It does. It does, Ockingdor. Each box will contain 2 complete drop pods, an excellent proposition for those who lack the natural deep strike capability of Terminators and jump back accesses we recommend in Furnace Marines for a blistering entrance, but the sky's really the limit. So, look, there is a thing here where they say specifically that new data sheet will be available via free downloads, a data sheet which clarifies exactly where everything gets measured from. Now, there is a world where this datasheet makes it a dedicated transport. And if they make it a dedicated transport, it does in fact mean that you can take 6, and therefore having 2 in a box isn't the worst in the world. That does make it slightly better, right? But I have some problems with this, you know. The endlessly fiddly doors about vehicle footprints are now fastened firmly in the open position. So I need Games Workshop instantly to tell me, if you look at this particular footprint, how the fuck I put this thing on the tabletop. Because in a world where we now have a 44 by 60 board, which is covered in terrain, because otherwise you get quite literally blown off the table in the first turn, and it should be. I'm not complaining about it being covered in terrain, by the way. It should be. That's fine. No one wants to play on Planet Bowling Ball. Where the fuck are you dropping that into? Where on earth is that going to land? Because one of the bonuses with having flappy doors that could move up and down is 2 of them can stay up whilst the other 3 opened, and you can stick a narrative, you can slam it in next to a building or something. I don't like the fact either that you have to have them open, although I kind of get why they've done it. I'm not sure, team. I think this could end up being a monumental cock-up. Let's hope not. Let's hope they've thought about it. But
I've not got anything witty to add, so hi everyone.
Hi Xylate, thank you for the $5, and thank you so much, Evan, for the five gifters. We're on 11, team. We're on 11. You're amazing.
Look at all those tactical rocks. Best model 2025.
I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like, it wasn't needed. So many things need updates. So many things. I don't understand. And not being able to open and close the doors, for me, is an L. It's a loss. They've arguably made it worse. They've taken weapons off it that no one ever complained about. They've just made it worse. And realistically, let's face it, it's not like we can go down the route of going, it's a gorgeous new model. The only way they've tried to make it look a bit prettier is with tactical rocks. I don't understand. I don't know what they're doing. Meanwhile, Chaos still don't have any form of drop pod whatsoever, or anything outside of the humble Rhino and singular Land Raider, despite Joe going on a crusade against the Warhammer Facebook page nowadays. I don't understand. I don't understand. So maybe one of you with a big colourful postcard can clarify it for me, because I don't get why this kit was done. I think this was definitely not needed. It was definitely not on my bingo card for 2025. Hey. Thank you anyway, everyone, for the super chat so far, and thank you everyone for the gifters. We're on 11. There is a strong possibility, like I say at the start of the show, we might be looking at moving costs in the very near future that we weren't anticipating. If you do feel like throwing gifted at us or becoming a member of the channel or super chatting, it would be very, very, very greatly appreciated right now. Wait, you all hate this. I'm kind of very happy. Hate's a strong word, Doombringer. Hate's a strong word. I wouldn't go as far as to say I hate it.
The new drop pods are going to be hard to transport.
I hadn't even thought of that. I hadn't even thought of that because I played most of my Warhammer in the studio. That's going to be a twat to transport if the doors have got to be open. An absolute twat to transport if the doors are open, isn't it? Thank you, Lehman, for the 2. Hadn't thought of that. It just didn't need it. There was no requirement. Hey, that's my opinion anyway. I'd love to know what you all think. The Springies, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Yes, up to 16. Up to 16. We're on 75 likes as well, with 200 people watching on a Monday evening. Thank you so much. I just think you 20 Canadians from a Vortex purchase. What a legend. What a fucking legend. Good man using the Vortex link. Exclamation mark Vortex for all you wonderful Canadian heroes. Used to love playing against drop pods, even as a terrain that also non-movable was a big mistake. I think so.
We got a drop pod refresh before a Grey Knight's refresh.
It's just one of those, like, that, Brandon, that's like an endless meme though, isn't it? We've got a drop pod refresh before is now an endless meme. There's so many things you can do. It's just, honestly, unbelievable.
Transport is easy. Metal t-shirts and magnets carry the Magnus style.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Brandon, thank you for 5 gifted. Up to 21. Go on, team.
The drop pods should have gone to HH only.
I would have been sad if they'd have removed drop pods from 40k, but I do think that we should have seen some form of Chaos Dreadclaw before we saw a normal drop pod refresh. If you're going to do something drop poddy, right, you go, here's a Dreadclaw first for Chaos. Here's a plastic Dreadclaw for Chaos players. You know, in the year of Chaos. That's what you should have done. Not this new drop pod nonsense. I don't understand the requirement for it. Talking of Chaos, though, chat. Look what turned up the other day. Not even out the rough yet.
Also, why are they on about safety in Millennium 42?
Well, there's that quite. I think that's just satirical writing on the community page. They quite frequently try and be quite funny, and they just quite frequently aren't. They are no top-level comedian, are they?
Yes, absolute pain in the A. I have 10 old ones and even closed doors are a pain. Sad that Chaos have nothing similar. Absolutely maddening. If you have to move, hopefully it goes okay. I mean, I'll put it this way, Chris, right? Thank you for the $10, by the way, but I'll put it this way. I'm not accepting the increase. It's as simple as that. So he either keeps us here basically at the same price it currently is, or he loses good tenants. And it's a cocky thing to say, but we're very good tenants. So much for the year of Chaos. Give us Dreadnoughts back.
100%. So yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it, where, you know, we probably will end up having to move, because I can't imagine he's going to allow us to stay where we are with me saying I'm not paying the new rate. I can't imagine that. But we are, and Luce has always been a bit like, well, are we that good tenants? I was like, so we went and viewed a property today, I'll be honest. We went and saw somewhere. And when we walk around an empty property that's in the process of being cleaned for a handover, and Luce sees the state of it, and I'm not talking about there's human feces smeared up the wall at all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the state of the carpet, the grime, the dirt, the state of the double glazed windows, etc. She comes away from there and she goes, oh, we really do look after our house. Yes, we do.
May give infiltrate or deep strike.
What?
Plastic, cheaper, easier to build. What's wrong?
What's wrong is we didn't need it. We didn't need it yet, Arnold. There's so many other things that could have it. And fixed doors is shit.
Move.
Thank you so much, Roland. That's too kind. A big red one. Also, Farmer George says I've sent you a gift, and I looked at PayPal. You're far too kind. That's mad. Thank you so much. And apply for a mortgage. Best thing I ever did. If I had the money for a deposit, I would be doing that right now, Joel. With mortgages and solicitor fees and stamp duty in this country, you know, if I could, we're saving for it. We are saving for it, but we've in this country, with the way cost of living is at the moment, we've got a long way to go before we can even be even close to thinking about some kind of mortgage on a shitty property, let alone one the size that we currently live in. So, but thank you so much. Farmer George has just sent what is close to a third of the moving costs in one go, which is mad.
If you need a quote for moving, I work for a company called Rumsey & Sons. Give them a shout and say I referred you, and I'll try and use my discount if possible.
You lot as a community are mad good, by the way.
Who is playing who this weekend? Which armies are being used? Bombardment. Not fan of the new drop pods. Moving house is never fun.
The drop pod itself is just a drop pod. The thing is, it's not really an improvement team, right? Because it's just a drop pod. It can't be fancy. It can't look incredible. It's just a drop pod, right? And because it's just a drop pod, it's just got some harnesses and some seats and some doors. So what they've done, making it easier to build, fully behind that. I'm okay with that, because I've built many a drop pod, and they're not impossible, and they're not even that difficult, but they are a bit of a pain, and they can be slightly frustrating. So making them easier to build, 100% win. Fixing the doors open, massive loss. Transportation is a problem, as Lehman Russ has pointed out. I didn't even think of that. Deploying them is going to be an issue. Right? Massive loss. Adding loads of tactical rocks is just gumph for the sake of gumph. Making the footprint permanently huge, how do you put that on a modern day competitive table of 40k easily in a place where it's going to be usable? Because sure, you could drop it in your backfield somewhere. Sure. But I need to see the data sheet. But let's be honest, they don't always get everything right with the data sheet, do they? In terms of who's playing who, on Tuesday the 15th, I am playing Joe, and Mr. the Brom is on the deck. And Joe is going to be running brand new Emperor's Children models. And on Thursday, Joe is finally playing Tom, and I am on the deck. And Joe is going to be using brand new Emperor's Children models. Then on Tuesday next week, Paddy is playing Brom, and I am on the deck. So there's that. And I don't know what's going on Thursday the 24th, because I need to see what Tom's availability is. But he looks like he's not going to be able to make it.
I didn't know I needed a whole new Kroot army, but I did. I'm happy that fun models are being made. Hopefully, someone will convert it so the doors can work.
I just think, do you not think it's a lost team? There was, right, from a hobbyist's perspective, having played with many drop pods before, there is something incredibly satisfying about bringing your drop pod with the doors closed onto the... maybe this is me being a child. Bringing your drop pod onto the table with your doors closed during a game of 40k, landing it somewhere, and then popping the 5 doors open. Is that not incredibly satisfying when you play with a drop pod? And that's now gone. So Joe's going to be ill on Thursday then. As he continues the Avoid-a-thon 2000. Thank you for all the super chats.
Wait, if the doors are fixed open and Terry's a new sheet, what about all my ones with the doors glued shut? Are they legended?
Good question. Good question, Sean. I don't know. For clarity, if you turned up to a table with me with a drop pod where you've glued the door shut because you couldn't be bothered with them dropping open all the time, I'd be like, I'm fine with it, Sean. I'm absolutely fine with it. I think it's a fail. I genuinely think it's a fail. Who's playing with them right now? That's a fair question, to be fair. But we'll see what this new data sheet brings. Because guess what? They're going to want to sell them. I did the same with the termite, George, smacking a hole in the table with a hammer. That's fucking great. I'm here for it. Oh my god. Legends. You're all legends. You make me smile. In classic Games Workshop fashion, you will have to buy new pods. Everyone will, yeah. Is it going to be the same footprint or rescaled? Who knows? I don't know. I feel like logically it should be rescaled for Primaris, but who knows? Can we please get them for Chaos? Well, again, we'll see what the data sheet says, but I bet they don't. I put money on the fact that they don't. There's almost no space to fit a large tank, let alone an open drop pod on tournament terrain layouts. Absolutely. Have you done your Easter egg shop?
Yeah.
You're back now. We've had a busy day because we went to do a house viewing and we're a bit behind on everything. Lucy and I haven't had dinner yet.
No, I'm going to turn the oven on in a minute.
Yeah, so she might be in and out, in and out, in and out. Because we haven't eaten food. So how was your Easter egg? I asked you a question. How was your Easter egg shop?
No, you asked me had I done it, and I said yes.
Oh, how was it?
It looks like the apocalypse is coming.
Oh, in the shop?
In the Easter egg aisle.
It looks like that in all of that shop, to be fair. It's always barren.
Last time I dropped a pod I needed to got to the hospital and have a doctor pick it back up.
I don't like letting the doctors anywhere near my pods after my fucking experience, guys, I'll be honest.
It wasn't that bad.
Also, I don't know if you guys remember not this last Friday, the Friday before, we had a conversation about reading books, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, we did.
And my brother was in chat and said, I can lend them to you. And he always fucking ruins my fun.
So
Well, you didn't want to read them.
I wanted to buy my own ones.
Oh yes, I remember.
Right, he ruined my fun because he offered to give them to me for free so I could read them.
Lend them to you.
Well, yes, all right, lend them to me. Well, it's great. I'm glad they're lent because that means I can buy my own ones at some point in the future.
Did you enjoy the first book?
I finished the first book.
So
I don't remember. Legitimately, I do remember. I know the last time I actually read a book. The last time I read a book was when I used to work in Eastleigh on the Overhaul project. And what I would do is I had iBooks on my phone, and it's when I read the Path series. If you're an Eldar fan, there's a 3-book series called Path. I've got them up there somewhere. Path of the Outcast, Path of the Seer, Path of the Warrior. They're up here, about there-ish, on my bookshelf, right? And I read them at Eastleigh in my break time because we used to turn up on the first day of a 4 or 5 day shift, fucking thrash ourselves for the first 2 or 3 days. So the 4th or 5th day was really chilled. And we didn't have to get grubby every single day. And so what I did is I started reading books. So I sat there, I'd read a book. And that was the last time I read 3 books. Before that, the last time I fully read books would have been Lord of the Rings, like college age or something. I don't know, like so long ago. Just don't read books ever. And so there was a little bit, I will be honest, I'll be completely honest.
Drop your pod inside the defensive ring, lock and load in purging mode, Imperial Space Marine.
Thank you, Ty, for the song. There was a little part of me when you and others had said you won't read it, I was like, well, fuck you. The PDA kicked off then a bit.
Oh, what, the Harry Potter?
And I was like, I'm going to read this because you've all said I won't. So,
no, we gave you culture.
So last Sunday, my brother gave me the first book in the series, and I came home that night and I sat in bed. And normally what I would do, straight up, is I go to bed and I should be switching off and I'll get my phone out and I'll check all the YouTube comments. I'll look at all the algorithm data for that day. And then I'll do something else. And then I'll look at my emails and then I'll look at Discord, check out the things. And then before I know it, I'm then doom scrolling on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And that's what I do until I start to feel tired and put my phone on charge and go to sleep. And last Sunday, I was like, I got my phone out. I was like, nope. I put it on the charger straight away and got the book out. And I read a chapter. And in the morning, Luce brings coffee in the morning at like 6:30, 7. In it, 7 o'clock-ish normally.
7 o'clock, yeah.
And again, I do the same thing. Normally I get up, look at my phone. What have I missed overnight? Look at genuinely look at YouTube, look at the algorithm data, look at fucking emails, look at the things, end up doom scrolling until I'm ready to get out of bed. And on Monday I was like, I'm going to read another chapter. And then on the Monday evening I read 2 chapters. And then that was it then. And my mornings and evenings in bed, my wind down period at the end of the day and my wake up period in the morning, instead of doom scrolling, I was reading the book. So last night at 20 past midnight, I'll be honest, because I've not been sleeping well this weekend, I finished the book. I finished the whole fucking thing in a week.
Did you enjoy it?
It was fucking great. Better than films.
What do you think the book has that the film, I know I appreciate the film can't do the whole book, but what do you think the film really missed out on that they didn't put in?
I don't know if I feel like the film really missed out on anything.
Okay.
I think that this will come as no surprise to anybody who's ever watched a film that's been made from a book. The book is better than the film.
Yeah.
The fact. It's as simple as that. And that's not even because the film acting was so fucking dreadful for the first film.
Well,
the book is just better. The book is better though because what the book has that the film doesn't is time. So the book has it's that thick,
Oh, I see.
18 chapters or whatever. It's got time to take you through all of the stuff that happens. The film can't do that because it would be an 8-hour film and no one's going to sit and watch an 8-hour film, nor is anyone going to watch a 4-part first film. It's just not going to happen, right? It's the same with Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, like, actually really, I felt like it actually really missed Tom Bombadil. I get why Peter Jackson left it out. I understand why he left it out because I've watched the behind the scenes stuff after the fact. But Tom Bombadil is such a huge character in the book, at least. Having read the book, it felt like he was missing. I don't feel like that's quite the same. There's a poltergeist called Peeves, I think, who's quite a character in the book who doesn't exist at all, I think, in the film.
No.
But do we really miss him in the film? I actually don't think we do, because the way they change some of how it works, he just becomes null and void now. He's just not missed at all.
Does Ron look like Ron in the book?
Sort of, not quite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got like a big nose and all sorts in the
Oh.
book. Yeah, it's quite interesting. You need to, honestly, try and give it a read. I know you don't like reading fiction. I reckon if you can get through the first 2 chapters of that book, you'll be... I read the whole thing. This is me.
The doors riders on the Strom are shorter on the new one, so it has a smaller footprint. I guess I'll put my old ones on a fun base.
That's a good way of doing it. Actually, name Magnus. Thank you so much for the yellow one. You're a legend as well. Chat, we're still on 21 members. 21 members. But yeah, if you can get through that, I reckon you'll read the first chapter. Actually, want to read on, because the first chapter, at the end of the first chapter, they put the baby on the doorstep. That's the whole first chapter exists before they put the baby on the doorstep. And it's at that point you're like, there's a lot more to this than is on the film.
Yeah.
But I don't actually feel like the film really misses anything for the first one, at least. I obviously haven't read the rest, and it might be that I get to the third film and go, well, there was quite a lot missed out of this one, maybe. But at the moment, at least, the first film felt very accurate to the book, which is good.
Okay.
I also, for me personally, I know you don't necessarily like doing this, but for me personally, because I've watched the film, now read the book, when I read all of the different people out in the book, I read it in their accent as if it's the actor or the actress. So when it's Hermione, I hear, what's her face?
Emma Watson.
When it's Harry, I hear Daniel Radcliffe. When it's Hagrid, I hear Robbie Coltrane. So because I have that for me makes it easier for me to separate the characters as I'm reading through.
Do you know what I think I'd end up doing? Reading the book and then sort of doing a tally chart in my mind of how many of the cast aren't here anymore.
That's sad though, isn't it?
There's a lot of the Harry Potter
sad.
cast that aren't here anymore.
It is sad. There's a new Harry Potter series coming as well, and they've picked, I think it's John Lithgow to play Dumbledore.
Ooh,
indeed, right?
He's my favourite character he played was Churchill in The Crown. He did such a good job.
You mean you didn't like it when he was Will Ferrell's dad in Daddy's Home 2?
Second favourite. Like, oh my God. Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2. I laugh at the same part every time. And you'd think after I've seen it 6 times, I wouldn't find it as funny. Still hits every time.
I love Harry Potter, to be honest. I like how its innocence departs as you progress. One of the things I loved about the films, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I really struggled. I watched the first film maybe 2 or 3 times, and I couldn't get over the fact that I thought it was a bit shit. The narrative grabbed me. A wizard school when there's an evil, that grabbed me. But the actual acting was a bit naff. And Lou said to me last year, you need to get to the third. If you can get to the third film, it almost feels like the budget kicks in. Is the words that you use.
Yeah.
And it sort of did. And then when you get to like the 5th film, I feel like it very much, the books, my brothers told me the books are the same, but it feels like the setting grows up with the audience.
Yeah.
The innocence goes away. It gets quite evil and dark.
Yeah.
And when we got to film 5, 6, 7, I think it is, in part 2, 7, I was like, oh, I actually really enjoy these now.
Was J.K. Rowling still writing Harry Potter when the films were beginning to be made?
I believe so, yes, based on something I read at Warner Brothers Studios last week.
Okay.
Where she was guiding them on the first 2 films for things that they couldn't change or couldn't leave out because of the impact it would have in later books.
Okay.
So there was a plaque that I was reading about it, where she was like, you can't change that because there's something that happens in book 7 where you can't, So, yes.
I know that filming studios, they love and hate working with kids because kids do this selfish thing called a growth spurt.
Yeah, bastards.
And boys in particular, because the jawline comes in, the shoulders get broad, the facial hair, they have to... There was a Peter Pan film that had an actor in called Jeremy Sumpter, and in between, they had a break of some kind, whether it was Christmas break or something, and in between that, he grew, so the window that he flies in on into Wendy Darling's bedroom, he didn't fit in anymore. They had to redo the window so that it still looked like he was a boy.
Prisoner of Azkaban is goated and my absolute favourite for the atmosphere. Director really left his mark on that film. I agree, yeah. Someone said, Sir Stroming Fisher's Lithgow is so underrated. He is underrated, actually, I think so. Yeah. She was writing the 5th when they were filming Azkaban. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
I completely forgot John Lithgow is American because his Churchill was so good.
His Churchill was excellent, actually, to be fair.
Yeah.
It was good. Right, I feel like I've ranted about the drop pod now. What do we think about the drop pod, chat? Tell me.
What do you guys think? We're also on 26 members, chat. We're a quarter of the way there. If I super chat, my kids don't eat. Oh, that's Mo. That's like a. His name is called Mo Lester.
Oh dear.
That's a fucking great name. Oh, yeah, it's fucking incredible. Biggest L on the films from 3 onward was the inclusion of Muggle attire while they were at school instead of the classic robes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Which I believe is different in the books, but I'm not sure. Hey guys, out digging fossils up in the outback. That sounds fun.
I wonder why they made that choice. Or does it show teenager rebellion, like non-conformity, not wearing the robes, or not blending in, or throwing all caution to the wind? There's no point. Voldemort knows that he's there, so what's the point in blending in?
I think the drop pod rules will be the concern. I don't see how Aquilans can be broken and drop pods won't be. That's fair. I'm concerned about the data sheets.
I wish Death Guard could use it.
So do I with my Death Guard Terminators on my desk right here. Hands up if you love Death Guard.
I'm joking.
What do you love about Death Guard, Luce?
I like the name.
Death Guard.
I don't like anything about it. I just want it to be contrary.
Death Guard are cool.
Oh, okay.
Death Guard are super, super cool. Death Guard are chaos, who are dedicated to the god of Nurgle, who is the god of death, decay, and corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So they are rotting on the outside and inside. They have bits falling off them. They grow like tentacles and pustules, and they've got bursting blisters all over them and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, and they're the happiest people ever.
Oh.
Because they don't see it as a negative. They feel like they see it as a gift of decay. So they're super cheerful and they're trying to spread their gift around.
Why do they see it as a gift? Is it not infectious? Like if you get a bit of pus, like you're in the splash zone of a pustule.
The gift of decay is
Would they not give you a?
You can sort of see on the box where they're all like bloated and fat and.
Would they not give, if you have to go and visit Death Guard Land, would they not give you a complimentary umbrella?
Death Guard Land.
And just be like, don't leave without this.
Well, lots of people in chat like Death Guard.
So why are they all decaying?
Because they worship the god of Nurgle, who is the god of death and decay.
Well, why? How did he come to be?
So the chaos gods are representations of like human fear and emotions. So humans fear death and decay and don't want to waste away.
Oh, okay.
So like you've got the god of Khorne is the god of like anger and carnage. Then you've got the god of Tzeentch, which is the god of change and knowledge. Then you've got the god of Slanesh, which is the god of excess. And then you've got the god of Nurgle, which is the god of decay.
What is it? All the human emotions?
It likely is, yeah. There's
So what's the happy one then?
What do you mean happy? No one's happy in the 41st millennium. If you listen
Happy
to
is
the
an
story.
emotion.
They're not happy.
For the sake of balance,
If you look
where's
at
the
this little
happy
chap,
one?
If you look at the side of his waist, he has got a nurgling on him.
Is that like a baby pustule?
It's like a little gremlin. It is like a baby boil, basically, with a face and arms and legs.
Does he jump off and like have his own points and?
Or they're called the Little Lords. If you listen to the audiobook called the Lords of Silence, Little Lords, because they're actual demons. They're strictly demons. Those little things. I've done a little. I don't know near enough, chat. If you want to educate me, feel free to educate me. But I've never really been a Nurgle or Death Guard fan, ever really at all. I know loads about Khorne. I know a reasonable amount about Slanesh and Tzeentch. I've never really bothered with Death Guard. I've started looking into Nurgle a little bit more lately. And the reason why I've started looking into Nurgle a little bit more lately is because Tom's turned up.
The Jester is the happy one.
Thank you, Ockingdor. For the two. Tom's turned up and he's mad on World Eaters. And he won't play anything else. He's just mad on World Eaters. He contemplated Emperor's Children, got off that boil pretty fast, right? Paddy plays Thousand Sons. Second god done. Joe now Emperor's Children. We missing Death Guard.
I'm going to turn the oven on.
And if we can get rub it, and if we can get Death Guard, then we have a 4-way. So there we go. We're still on 26 members, chat. Can we get to 50 before she gets back? 5 lots of 5, 1 20, 1 5, 2 10s, 1 5, or 24 ones. Typhus. I've painted Typhus once before, I think. Is one of my favourite models to paint, actually. Do I go, here's the question though, do I go Heresy Bone or do I go 40k green? About this drop pod, sometimes companies just like to make products just for fun and because they can. Probably. Wave for a 4-way? Mm-hmm. Expect the drop pods to come for chaos. I don't expect it to, but I really want it to. I really, really want it to. How about I just give you my wedding fund? I'm not... I should say no. I'm not going to. Exclamation mark PayPal. Chris, thank you for the one gifted. I love the Typhus model so much. Although I never put the flies on. I never put the flies on. Thank you, Ian, for the one gifted. You're a legend. I like the scythe. He's such a stunning model, this guy. Don't you think? Where's Datsun Des when you need him? He's a fucking Nurgle man. He can teach me.
HH Bone.
Thank you so much, Lehman Rice. You're a legend. Any advance on HH Bone? Does his head go in before the back goes on? It does. Boo. Boo. Have you got cake for yourself as well?
Cake.
Do you need a bit of cake?
Mm-hmm.
To make you feel better? This model is stunningly pretty. I might try the green. I've never done the green. I might try the green. I've never done the classic Death Guard green colour. I've done the bone twice. I've never done the classic green. Oh no, I've done the green once, I think. Maybe. Like the Lord of Contagion more as a Typhus down. I think this Typhus model is fucking stunning. Out of Ahriman, Lucius, Khan, and Typhus, right? This will shock you as a World Eaters fan. My favorite. Right, this is a thing for you, chat. You can put this on a postcard or not. Ahriman, Plastic Ahriman, Typhus, Lucius, Khan. Okay, my top to bottom: Lucius first, Typhus second, Ahriman third, Khan fourth. That was hard. The bottom two.
Love Death Guard. Wish they kept the FNP.
I hate Feel No Pains, so I'm not sad to see them go. Or gone, I should say. Just tell us about the Garden of Nurgle. Nurgle has its own garden.
Oh, is it a pretty garden? No, probably not. It's got the word Nurgle in it. No, you probably shouldn't go in that garden. Maybe if you went in there with an IV of penicillin, you'd be all right.
Hate Khan's model, but love the man. 100%. Oh, in terms of my favourite characters, Khan probably comes top. But the model is the worst of the four, I think. Of the first captains for the four Chaos Legions, for the 4 dedicated gods, I think Khan comes bottom, probably behind Ahriman. I think the new Lucius one comes top, although I haven't seen it in person yet. I will see it in person tomorrow. And I think that Typhus for me is second. I love him. Some would say it's a pretty garden. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Lucius, Typhus, Ahriman, then Khan. There you go. Schooner agrees with me, which means he must be right. If you agree with me, you're automatically right, by the way. Lucius learned that lesson. You're all right. You look drained.
I am.
I'm feeling pretty drained. We're on 28 members, chap. A portion of the garden was burnt, was it?
1. Ahriman 2. Can 3. Typhus 4. Doom Ride Along.
Interesting. Interesting. Thank you, Evan, for the $2. You're a legend. I'm always right till the other half says I'm not. I think it should update the car model. It's not that old though, is it, to be fair? That being said, they didn't need to update the drop pod model, they fucking did. So it's definitely plausible. You're just sort of staring off into space over there.
Yeah. I'm just looking at your Lego and thinking,
How the fuck do we transport that?
oh, there's a lot of tall, pointy bits.
I've already had the sweats over that. I don't need them again, thank you. There's so many things in this house I don't want to move.
I know. My carrots went in about 3 weeks ago.
Oh god, is it a planter?
And carrots do not like being moved.
Just carry the planter.
But I don't think the planter's going to fit through the gate with all the stuff
Oh,
in.
that's a fair point.
I think it got rolled in
I think me and Bron bought the planters in sideways.
because it's a barrel.
Oh, the barrel ones?
Yeah. See?
Oh,
all
no,
my-
they definitely won't go out in one way, in one go.
All my planters are too wide for the garden gate. They came in empty. That's why they were tipped on their side. This is why I'm staring off into space. I have to be at peace with losing all my seedlings.
Thank you, Schooner, for 5 gifted memberships. You're a legend. Thank you so much. You absolute hero.
Can is not the one captain, he was 8 companion captain.
All right, you know what I mean, though, right? Thank you, Lehman, for the 2. Thank you for correcting me. You know what I mean. You get it. You guys moving? We might have to. We might have to. Will we hear about the crab table move again?
The turtle.
Well, the place. I mean, to be fair, Dave, the place that we looked at today, this desk doesn't fit.
Yeah.
So we may have to streamline a lot.
There's nothing wrong with a good old sort out.
Ideal. No, but I don't like it.
I know you don't
I like
like
my
it.
desk.
I know you do. I know.
I like I like this place.
How easy did it go together?
It's not hard.
So is it an Allen key?
Yeah, it's not hard to make it properly.
okay.
Oh, this is easy.
Gonna pass on this one. I'd rather have more troops.
Fair, 100%. Thank you so much, Thomas. The desk isn't difficult to take apart and put back together. The only things that I wouldn't want to take apart and put back together that are in this house are the kids' beds.
Yeah, they're going to be a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we can get if we take that property where everything doesn't fit, if we can fuck one of them off to Brom and be like, I'll take it apart, you can put it back together, Brom.
And if new people move in here, and I'll just say, I'll be popping by like really early in the morning and just last thing at night. You won't even know I'm here. I just need to water everything until I can harvest it. It'll be fine. Won't even know I'm here. It's fine.
What would it take for you all to move to the US? You just got to convince her. And lots and lots of cash, actually.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Just a thought. We convert the farm into the first Great Hall Viking settlement where we drink mead and play 40k and do Great Hall shenanigans all day, says Farmer George.
I'll come and live on a farm with you, George.
Luce and I would live on a farm in a fucking heartbeat.
There's some rent agreements that are you take on the farm. Like you can live in the house, but you need to take on the farm.
Tempt me, Frodo.
I was like, well,
Don't tempt me, Frodo!
that's a home education, isn't it? Right, boys, we're into agriculture now. That's it.
What's the hot take about drop pods? We don't know the data sheet, so we can't say for definite, but fixing the doors open is a loss because they were cooler when you could open or shut them. The footprint could be a problem when you have to deep strike them, depending on what the data sheet says. And coming in packets of 2 is a knob move by Games Workshop because at the moment you can only take a maximum of 3. So to be able to have 3, you'd have to buy 4, and you'd have a wasted fucking drop pod. That's the hot take so far. Styrofoam 12. And exclamation mark gift. What should we do tonight if we hit 100 members? Give me a crazy idea.
Dempsey's Farm sounds like a great TV show. If I had Clarkson money, I reckon we could give him a run for his money for entertainment.
Yeah. Today, on today's episode, how did Lucy kill a whole field? How did she do that? Let's learn what not to do on Dempsey's farm.
Doesn't tend to the farm as she creeps back into her old garden.
Yeah. Lucy's currently stuck in a hyperfocus about making a hat. The farm is suffering. No one can seem to peel her from her rocking chair.
They will change it to 6 to get more sales, probably, Kraken Matt. That's what I'm thinking. They might go dedicated. That's what I'm saying. We need the data sheet, right? This is what I'm saying. We need the data sheet because if they gain dedicated transport, they go to 6. The 2 in a box is less of a problem. It's less of a problem if they do that. That's a good thing. Mr. Sven Hurley, thank you for the 1 gifted. You're a legend, up to 34. However, if they stay at max 3, that's a dick move straight away, right? And then it depends on what the data sheet does in terms of the door footprint and how you can deploy it. Because at the moment, it just flat... Because the doors are fixed open. At the moment, it just flat won't fit somewhere. Alex, thank you for 20 gifted memberships. Go on, just this one.
No, not just this once.
Just this once.
No.
They did it last week as well.
No, I don't do it on a Monday. Monday's hobby night.
Oh.
My hobby is currently trying to feed myself.
Alex, I hope you never have to move ever again.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. That's really good. Mm-hmm. I want it for myself. Amber, thank you for the 1 gifted as well. Oh, you have twice the brain cells of Clarkson. Possibly. My bank manager doesn't care about brain cells, though. Is part of the problem there. Wee man, thank you for 5 gifted. You're a legend. They've changed the membership tracker that's made it even worse for doing a manual update now. It doesn't automatically update anymore.
That's no good.
I almost regret ever asking them to do anything. They've just made it worse. 40k nods walking around a farm. Don't know how safe that is. I would love to come and do a week on a farm, honestly.
I would learn so much.
As long as at one point, even in an open field where I can do no damage, I can drive a tractor.
Oh, I have a question for you, Farmer George.
Got to be a hell of a manly thing, that, driving a tractor.
Are the seats really that bouncy?
Is that the question you have for him?
No, my question is, on a normal day, what time is your alarm clock? Because
this is a deal breaker.
Yeah, that would be
I'll do the late
thing.
shift. I'll do the late shift. Just got done moving my mum from her ranchette she's been on for 30 plus years. I'm so glad that's done. Wow, 30 plus years. She must have accumulated a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, 30 years worth of Christmases and birthdays and...
Yeah. If Jeremy Clarkson did Warhammer, what army would he collect?
Orcs.
That's a possibility, yeah. He's
think
essentially
orcs.
an orc.
Yeah.
Just
it
lacking
goes
in
faster,
the green.
So, yeah.
Yeah, possibly orcs.
I'm going to say orcs.
They have lots of like speedy buggies as well.
Yeah.
Dairy can be like 3 a.m, he says. Depending on the side of farming that you're doing.
How do you feel about 3 a.m?
I wouldn't go to bed. No point. No point at that point. Considering I normally go to bed about 12:30, no. I wouldn't go to bed. He says his is 6 a.m. The same time as your alarm clock goes off.
See, I'd be fine. I'd learn so much on a farm.
Pre-recorded content. Great Hall Visitor Farm. Call it a team building day.
I tell you what, if we had an actual fucking film crew and there was me, Brom, Paddy, Joe, Tom, Eddie all on a farm, it'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh, the place would go under
It'd be
before
fucking
lunchtime.
hilarious. Eddie wouldn't want to get his hands dirty. Oh no, I'm not touching that. Paddy would be organising everything but not doing anything himself.
Chief delegator.
Yeah. Tom would scare the animals every time he talked.
Yeah.
Joe would flat hurt himself. He'd flat hurt himself.
That booming voice of Tom.
Yeah. And Brom, well, he'd go nowhere near the black sheep.
Poor Tom.
Love Tom.
He should really look into doing some kind of voice work because that is a booming voice.
The team plus boxes of mead. Oh, yeah. I'm into it. Let's do it. Let's make it work. Let's make it happen. Just need a film crew and a film crew budget.
I have an iPhone. And I can work for free.
It's not quite the quality I like to put out there.
It's all right. I'll
look,
strap
Luce,
it
Luce,
to my body
Luce,
like a body cam.
Luce, I hate to break it to you, but I broke away from mobile phone filming.
Yeah, but I haven't. I haven't even gone into it yet. So
I broke away from that.
I deserve the phase that you've already been through. Like adolescence. I deserve it. It's my time. I should do it.
We've come away from filming on phones because it's 2025.
That's why I have a good iPhone.
You have an okay one.
It's fine. I'll just give the camera a little clean because it's probably got flour and eggs on it.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. And then it'll be fine.
I got an image of Joe getting tangled in some barbed wire somehow. Yeah, whilst being nowhere near a fence. Almost definitely. He'd almost definitely get himself electrified on one of the fences as well. Yeah.
Do you think he'd sound like the goats? The goats go, bah! when they get
That does sound like Joe, to be fair. It could be him. That could be him. Absolutely. Anyway, thank you so much, Wee Man, Amber and Alex, for your running there. We got to 60 members, team. We have 37 minutes to go before the end of the stream. Lucy's own YouTube channel confirmed. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Joe would have his arm up in a cow in no time.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Who do you know that still films battle reports on their phone? I still use my purple DZ device, by the way. How dare you swear at me? How very dare you? When you mentioned Joe and the first letter was an F, I expected the worst. Isn't Tom a country vet? No, that's what chat decided his job was. That's not what he...
He's the best one with labouring animals because he talks and he scares the baby out of them.
Joe would get himself electrified on a fence that wasn't even plugged in, or electrocuted on a wooden fence. He would, yeah. He'd definitely get a splinter day one. Yeah, honestly.
You just have to carry an accident book around with you
For
Joe.
He's got a woman's touch as Joe. He'd get a splinter on day one. Sometimes Joe is the goat. Sometimes he just sounds like a goat. Facts. 100% chat. Poor old Joe. If Joe was going to have an accident on a farm, what would it be?
That he got too curious about the milking machine.
Brilliant. Wow. We went there straight away. It took me a split second to work out what you were talking about then. Lucy's accusation is that Joe likes to walk around just sticking his dick in things.
I didn't say that.
You did.
I just said he got too curious about the milking machine.
We know where you were going.
Maybe not.
He's not putting his finger in it, is he?
Maybe that's what curious people do. They put their fingers in things.
Touching the electric fence, probably. Joe would hurt himself on the accident book. Getting the cow pregnant? Wow. I reckon if you left him on a farm for long enough, he would in fact just sound like Gerald. Because he misses letters out of words anyway right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you know what I'm talking about, you need to watch Clarkson's farm. And there's a couple of people that I do know, actually, that have said, hate Clarkson, don't like him at all. I'm like, I get it, but Clarkson's farm's so very different to anything he's really done before. There's bits in it. There's a couple of moments, I think, in the first series where he's dicking around with cars a couple of times. I'm like, no. Don't go on the cheap Top Gear vibe.
You've done that bit.
Stick to the farm vibe. That's the bit that people care about. And I think the latter seasons, they did that. And I think it's been an incredible series. Very interesting, very eye-opening as well.
Me and James watched the last season a couple of weeks ago, and I warned him it gets sad because of the pigs. And he was like, okay, is that because, like, they get turned into sausages? And I said, no, it's a little bit worse than that. And then the first pig died that Lisa got the VIP treatment at the vet, and it turned out to be a heart problem. And James was like, oh, is that the sad bit? No.
Strap in, boy.
No, it's not. It gets much worse.
Yeah. We were looking around that house today, and he was being all, oh, that's nice, and that's good, and that's nice. And I was like, you seem to like it quite a lot, James. He was like, well, I might as well focus on the positives so I can wash away the sadness of losing our house. I was like, don't do that to me.
See, I'd have been like, let's just moderate some of that language. We're not losing. It's not an eviction. We're choosing
Yeah, but I
You
don't.
almost had it.
We perhaps haven't necessarily explained it to him in a way where it feels like it's a choice. To be fair, so I don't know. Season 4 is in May. It is, yeah. It is. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I'll be watching that. I'm looking forward to this weekend as well. Bank holiday weekend this weekend.
I know.
I have a grand total of fuck all planned, and it's great.
Isn't there a football match?
Not on this weekend.
Oh.
There is away at West Ham,
Oh.
and I got offered a ticket, and I went, no thanks. Fucking bank holiday weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to try, with the exception of some streams here and there, I'm going to try when I'm not streaming to do literally fuck all but chill out.
Okay.
And have like a proper long weekend, because I think with some things that are on the horizon, I'm about to get incredibly fucking unbelievably busy. So I'm going to try, with the exception of some streams, to just chill. I might do like a VAD stream one day if I'm like, babe, is there anything we're doing in family today? And you go, no. I'm like, oh, I might do a couple of hours of GTA or something, right? I might do that because that's fun. That's playing games.
I'm going to put the chicken in.
The oven, I hope. Oh, I need to order some more chairs, Gaz, as well. Chat, we're on 60 members. We hit 10 more before she comes back. She's just putting the chicken in. 2 lots of 5 will do. It gets to 70. Normally when we get over the 70 hill, I'm like, oh, we'll make it to 100 now. It's amazing. Exam Thursday, then weekend of payers. Is this part of the PMP, Dave, that you're doing? Are you doing PMP? Is that what I saw you were doing? I fucking hated PMP. Maybe a bit of long commute, but there's some nice houses for rent here. Rent's going down these days, or at worst stabilising now. Where's that, Eb? How late do you guys eat? Normally before stream, but we were out viewing today, so we haven't had the problem is, and I say a problem, but we don't typically do put in oven or microwave meal type thing. Luce preps everything and then makes it all.
Yeah.
Which is great, and it's why I'm not the size of a fucking house myself, because I eat a lot, but thankfully I'm mostly eating good home cooked food and full of vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, and a lot less like processed nonsense. But it means that when we got in and she started prepping, it got to like 5 to 7. She's like, it's not in the oven yet, so we have to wait till afterwards. So we haven't eaten yet. So I'm hangry right now.
Do you want some cake?
Not what's on live, no.
It's yummy cake.
Because I'm not sure that's what they're paying for.
Do you want me to just get the cake fresh out the oven and waft it so you can smell the cake?
I'll bottle you. Finland, I did say it's a long commute. Rent might be going down in Finland, wee man, to be fair. Might not be lying there. Might not be lying there. Some things on the horizon, hobby house, or not good busy things. Bit of both, Jonathan, to be fair. Almost started painting white with pitch black water in the pot. Don't do that. It was a terrible idea. Love Wiltshire, Gloucestershire area, Cotswolds, I love you. They're all lovely places. I'm tied to the fact that our studio's in Southampton and we're opening Hobby House in Southampton. And the reason why that is happening in Southampton is because there isn't anything like that down here. So we can service the local area with something that doesn't exist around this way. So we need to stay down here for that. It means we're tied to ridiculous rental costs. Well, it's not even rental costs, that's a lie. We're tied to ridiculous house costs in general.
It was on the news this morning or yesterday that London has reached an all-time high with the average house cost being 700,000.
We're not all that far behind.
It's crazy.
It is a little bit. Hey Tyler, how's it going, dude? Sorry I'm late, being to visit the nan in hospital. Has Liam accidentally touched the live socket? No. I'm growing the top of the hair out a bit, which means I'm in this awkward like middle stage where I'm going to look like a pineapple for a few weeks. But
When I cut my hair really short in school, there was a good sort of in-betweeny bit that it wasn't long enough to be called a bob, but it was too long to be a pixie cut. It was awful.
Yeah, I know that pain, yeah.
You just got to stick with it. Keep growing
My
it.
barber, Ben, said to me, he said, if you're going to grow it out, because I showed him some images of what I liked. He said, if you're going to grow it out, he's like, there's going to be an awkward stage where it's going to look a bit stupid. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
He said, but you're on camera every day. I was like, I often look stupid. The hair's not going to really change that. It's fine. He's like, oh, okay. So if I could show you some of the screenshots and stickers that the Thanes have got in the WhatsApp chat, the hair is the least of my problems, to be fair. So we're lucky we were able to buy when we did. Yeah, we'll get there one day, I'm sure. Boom. But Bourne said if I had to buy my house today, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been stressful this weekend a little bit, chat, to be fair. Not like the worst in the world. Like, people have bigger stresses, to be fair, but...
Well, then you have the other end of the scale. So we're at the end that we're just behind the curve. We never... I don't know. We didn't have the inclination to buy. Well, have we ever had the money for a deposit?
The thing is, I when we had the money where we maybe could have thought about saving a bit harder for a deposit, we instead got married. And the reason why we chose to got married at the time, because I had a tour bonus in the bank. And the reason why we decided to get married at the time was because I was in the army. And it was like, well, if we get married, the army gives us married quarters. And if they give us married quarters and we get moved, because we're in the army, and that very realistically could happen, then guess what? We haven't got to fucking sell and buy again, or we haven't got to worry about me commuting because we just moved to the new camp and get new quarters. Makes sense, right? And that logically, at that age, at that time, was like, it makes sense. I'm going to do a full career in the army. We'll have plenty of time to save for when we leave, and we'll just use married quarters for now. And then we had the baby. And then I was like, I don't like going away anymore. I don't like being in the army anymore with a baby. So we left. We didn't have the money to buy a place because we'd been living on a fucking corporal's wage only, basically, in married quarters. And so we started renting. And once you're on that renting roundabout, very difficult to take an exit.
Well, we're at one end of the scale that we don't have the money for a deposit, and then my stepmom, lovely lady, she's now unmortgageable because of her age.
Yeah. All I heard was, "Oh no, I dropped it."
Oh no.
I don't want to. Have we just?
Well, nothing's smashed, nothing's splashed.
Has that just cost us more of our deposit?
So no one's crying. So, yeah, my lovely stepmom, all they can do is improve the current home they have because she can't get a mortgage.
Yeah.
Which is mad because she's so active. I've never known a woman her age be that active.
She's incredibly active. That doesn't mean...
She's mental, yeah.
It doesn't mean she might not drop dead next month.
No, I know. But, yeah, so... And I didn't think that was a thing. I thought... If you were a grown-up, you could apply for a mortgage, and that was it.
I was on a rental site today, and it was like you could, with this deposit and this percentage, you could borrow up to 400,000. I was like, I looked at it, it was like 37-year mortgage. I was like, fuck me, I'm 38 now.
Are we ever gonna be
fucking 75 before I finish paying off the mortgage? Fucking hell. No thanks.
That'll be it. Don't you die before you're 75. You're helping me pay for this house.
Honestly, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hey.
God, that's really sad, isn't it? Being 75 and still needing to work because you're just about to finish the mortgage.
Yeah, well, that's why we need a large deposit so that we aren't paying until we're fucking 75. But like the way that the world's going for us anyway, with things like pensions, is we'll be working till we drop dead anyway. So that's
our forecasted state pension age is 81.
Yeah,
that's for our generation.
It'll push again probably.
Yeah, I don't know what it is for the ones after us.
Yeah, build your own house, problem solved with Lego bricks.
Let's do that. Yeah,
build it out of Lego,
and then we'll just paint it all in PVA because that's what you do, isn't it?
To make it waterproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
We might. It might take a while though. Lego's quite small.
Duplo. Done. Duplo.
Right. There's something about Duplo that I don't like. It's not real Lego.
All right. What about big blocks?
That's not Lego.
But it's even bigger, so it's less time.
We'll just take the time, okay? Fucking hell. More Highland cows in Scotland, not many sheep. Them and the wild haggises. Don't forget the wild haggises. I'll be 75 and needing to work. Had kids too late in life. We didn't, and we still will be, so don't worry about it, mate. We're with you. Use the 10% overpayment mortgage facility. That's exactly what we'd have to do when we eventually get to it, Kai.
That's definitely what I would do. I'd be a person who'd be overpaying every single month if I could.
Yeah.
Overpay, I would just get chunks off of it,
get
chunks off of
down.
it. Yeah. YouTube is about to crash. When it comes back, Escapade, you can get 5 memberships if you'd like to.
Well, isn't that good advice for any debt you find yourself in? That if you can overpay,
We could build a tree house.
to overpay. I'd love to live in a tree house. I would love
It
it.
wasn't necessarily the response I expected from you, I'll be
We
honest.
should do it. Let's go live in a tree house. We can just keep extend across to the next tree.
Necromancer Goblin makes a fair point. He says, building a real house out of Lego would be really expensive. Think more than a normal house. Probably, actually, to be fair.
Yeah. And just think, if you did have a leak, where is the leak? There's so many tiny holes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. Oh, my Lord. 681, Jesus Christ. Here in New Zealand, it is 65 for the state pension.
It was 65 about a million years ago.
Yeah.
And now. Right, I'm going to put the beetroot in.
I'm saving an extra car payment a month for repairs, early repayment when I hit the figure I need. That's fair, mate. 100%. Yeah. Chat, we're stuck on 60 members right now. I even put the tracker back on. Any 5s out there? Any 5s? Any advance on 5? We had 240 people watching for a while as well. People quite interested about these drop pods. Loses Jane to Liam's Tarzan. Thanks, mate.
Okay, the chicken and the beetroot.
I'm glad also, by the way, considering the title, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought, what the fuck is going on? Why have they done drop pods? And it seems like they've been done badly. Why have they made them worse? I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought that. I know there's some people in chat that have been like, oh, I think it's really positive. I think it's really good. But I like the idea that, you know, most people have gone, this is a dumb decision. I won't quit Thanehood. Too many people have quit Thanehood lately, Ash. If I remember correctly, there are some professional treehouse builders that build treehouses you can live in.
Oh my God, let's do it. Let's do it. There's plenty of trees in Southampton Common. It's right near the studio. We should do it. Let's do
We
it.
can go out to the New Forest.
The New Forest.
If we can get power, electricity, internet, I'm sure that's fine. It's only a national park. If we can get that, right, we could build a treehouse. And we could build like the old Ewoks had in Star Wars. There'd be like rope ladders to the next part of the treehouse, which could have the studio in it. Then it would definitely look like a great hall. And then a rope ladder to another part where we could have the kids in a cage. And the rope ladder to another part. Oh. And then you could be like running across the tops of the trees, catching squirrels for dinner.
No, I'd feed the squirrels and befriend them.
Why would you befriend squirrels? They're horrible little creatures.
Well, just because...
They killed all the red squirrels!
Well, that doesn't mean that I can just pick them off.
It does. I knew a squirrel that bit a hawk's foot. That squirrel died very quickly. The hawk was not very happy. I knew a hawk that lost a talon because of a squirrel.
I saw a squirrel ages ago holding a bird's egg, and then 2 blackbirds had cornered the squirrel, and I didn't realise that squirrels eat bird eggs.
Squirrels are arseholes.
I just thought they ate acorns.
They're arseholes. Evan, thank you for the one gifted. We made a start. 61. Do the choo-choo for me.
Choo-choo!
There we go. She'll do the choo-choo at least on a Monday. Why do you befriend food, says Escapade? He's right.
Tastes nicer that way.
Then Joe could be Tarzan. I don't think there's a fucking vine strong enough.
He has to do his...
It'd be, oh, ah! That's what you get. Luce, can I send you a TikTok of a man with a pet fox on Discord?
Yes.
You've got TikTok, have you?
Yes, you may. I think I have to keep downloading it.
Send it
once
to
I'm
me,
done
Ash.
with
Send it to me, Ash, because I've got TikTok. I can show her. The red kites have returned to my valley for the spring. They're a joy to behold. They are, yeah. The release program for them has gone really, really well, actually.
My valley.
I will. Right, team. I'm going to warn you now. Don't start, because I will geek out on falconry.
My valley.
Try Blackwood Forest just up the A34, Liam. There are some cracking tree houses with log fires and hot tubs.
Oh my God, let's do it.
There's a bath in it, a hot tub, essentially.
Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it.
Joe as Tarzan would be wee. Yeah, it would be. More like George of the Jungle. I forgot about that. Yeah. Won't do it. Won't do what?
George of the Fumble.
61 team. 61. Well, you didn't tell us what we would do for 100 members tonight.
I'm going to eat something and try and take care of myself. That's what I'm going to do.
If we get to 100 members tonight, chat, Luce and I will try and take care of ourselves.
Now, don't all gift at once.
Kai says, worst Welsh accent ever, but admire the attempt.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. There is some Welsh in my lineage.
Is there?
Yeah, my granddad.
On your mother's side?
Yes.
So what's your best Welsh sentence? Do the two houses one. I love it when you do that one because it's so bad.
See those two houses? Mine's the one in the middle.
What's that word you do at the end? Why is it middle? I don't you every time. Every time that one gets me. There you go. There's the strongest Welsh accent you'll hear.
Yeah, I think there's names like Llewellyn in my family somewhere in there. I love my granddad's name.
But your surname was Owen, wasn't it? That was your mother's maiden name? Owen?
Yeah.
That's a Welsh name, isn't it? Owen.
Yeah.
Strong accent there from Luce. They've brought back direwolves now. The pups are going to be massive. They have, yeah. They've bred direwolves supposedly, haven't they, off of old DNA?
Yeah, they have. That was in the news.
I want one.
No.
I'm not going to ever have one, but I want one.
No.
WhatsApp DM'd and directly sent through the childish app too. Why did you do it once? Why did you do it twice? She does a good Cornwall greater good.
Greater good.
Your accents are fucking dreadful. The thing is also, now you've lived down here so long that even your Coventry accent's shit nowadays.
I know. When people hear me talk, I see them stare at me and sometimes they ask me, where are you from?
Yeah.
I can't. Where are you
Place
from?
it. Mm.
Because I still
Kai
say
said,
things.
based on your accent, that is appalling.
Because I still say things like bath and grass. So
Which is not the right way of
I've
saying
still
it.
got like the northern
It's bath and grass.
So I say bath and grass, but I don't say bucket anymore.
Oh, that used to fucking wind me up.
I don't dip my U's so harsh anymore.
Bucket, mom. Like, no, it's mum. There's a U. We can save all of that trouble by calling her mother.
Ugh.
Fake news. They're just genetically changed grey wolves, not direwolves. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It'd be cool if they were actual direwolves, wouldn't it? That'd be a cooler narrative.
Well, we won't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Never.
No.
Never. You could have a direwolf for each team member, like the Starks in Game of Thrones. I would not trust Joe to keep his dog alive.
No, I think he would take better care of the dog than he would himself.
No, he would. He put his finger in it.
No, I think honestly,
Eddie get eaten by his.
I think Joe's one of those people that will take better care of the dog than he would himself.
Do you two have farmers' accents for your farm? I can do more country accents than I can do any other accent, to be fair. Only because we're on the edge of the forest. And I fucking hate the forest accent. I know you love it, don't you?
Yeah.
I hate the forest accent.
When I worked in Hadley, my manager Lisa, she was from. So she'd been in Hadley her whole life, but we used to get some Norfolk people coming into the shop, and there was this really old boy came up to buy a watch, could not understand a word, and I ended up having to get Lisa to say I can't understand him. And when she came back in the staff room, she was like, he's like proper Norfolk. That's why. Don't worry, sorted it.
The Spriggy says, I was born in South Africa, live in Northern Ireland, and have an English accent. I bet that's a joy to behold.
I went to college with a really nice girl who was born in Russia, learnt her English from her Northern Irish housemate, and then lived in Cov, so that West Midlands.
Ash says, I think I'm accentless, but I'm sure that's not true. Yours is very, very, very light. Yours, to be fair, he has a little bit of Suffolk in him.
Who's this?
Ash Thompson.
I can't remember what the Suffolk sounds like.
It's unpleasant. Yeah, and then my mother spent some time in Somerset.
Yeah, she's still got a little twang.
She's got a twang of Somerset every now and again. And then my uncle lives in Gloucester.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You claim your English is the proper way to speak, but have so many different accents. It's crazy. Correct? Yes. Although, if someone tells you it's a bath or a scone, they're not speaking the King's English. Which is incorrect.
I've had a lovely bath. I'm going to sit on the grass and eat my scone.
No. No, no, and no. None of those things. I was born in Fareham, poor bastard. Lived in Leon the Toad, not too bad. Now made it to Gosport. Got miles me did. You're not a football fan, are you, Escapade, by any chance? Because I might have to ban you. Or Reap from the North, yeah. My family are from Northern Ireland near Dungannon. My father's lineage is
Irish?
County Mayo,
Yeah.
Republic of Ireland, yeah. But like, you know how people do that weird thing? It happens all the time. You know how people do that weird thing where they're like, yeah, I'm like a 16th Irish. Fuck off. My parents, both born in England. My grandparents, all four of them, were born in England. So I'm English. Done. It's easy.
Yeah.
I think it's my dad's mum was from Ireland, or I can't remember which. No, it can't be because Dempsey's the name, and that would have been parental side. So the Dempsey name is an Irish name. So there's Irish lineage in my family, but I wouldn't consider myself any kind of Irish at all. That's not the case. I was English born by English parents. So I'm English. It's like the Americans. Every single one of them celebrates fucking St. Patrick's Day because I'm a 28th Irish. Fuck off. No, you're not. Honestly, fucking hate football enough to only work as a security at Wembley for a year. Fair enough. Yeah. Just remember, the next time a Brit tells you it's English, they can't even agree on their own language. Fact. It's like when Lou says, "I'll make you a batch," and I'm like, "A batch of what? I'll make you a batch. A batch of what?"
But you need to be careful with that, because when you're correcting people on their local lingo, it does sometimes come across of like you're sanitizing the little quirks that they've grown up with.
No, we're just correcting them.
But be
You
careful
can
with
use
it.
the word sanitizing, it's just correcting. I'm from Southampton, born and bred, but for some reason everyone keeps asking if I'm from Bristol. So you've got the Hampshire accent then, haven't you? That's why. 1/4 actually, says Evan. A quarter Irish. Amazing. Wargunner is still in chat trying to be sniped. This must be well over a month now. I've seen him come in on basically every stream going, exclamation mark, snipe me. Every stream.
Maybe you should like double bluff it and, well, I don't even want a membership.
Yeah.
And
Do
then,
you want one anyway? Fuck off.
yeah.
No one try and gift me.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mum's born North Ireland. I love a Northern Irish accent, to be fair. So what is it a batch of? It's not a batch. It's a bread roll, isn't it, essentially, what you call a batch? Yeah. Which is also known as a cob.
So if you were with someone who came from a part of the land that called that a cob, I
wouldn't to start with, because I'm not thinking about it. Do you want a cob? I'd be like, oh, what? I wouldn't know. I'd eventually be like, oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Okay.
A roll. And that's what English people do. When you have people from different parts of the world, because it used to happen in the all the time, and someone go, do you fancy a insert word? And you'd be like, a what? And they tell you again. You're like, what the fuck? Like, with like ham and cheese. And you're like, oh, a roll. Yeah, I love one of those. And it's like, no, a cob. And you're like, yeah, a roll. That's how it works all the time. Ev, thank you for the one gifted. Actually, Dave Magnus, thank you for the one gifted. You are legends trying to snipe Mr. the Wargunner. I'm going to be selfish and hope that for the next 30 odd, you will miss, and then he gets one. All right.
I think they're called batches because you don't cook one at a time. You make lots of them. So it's like I've cooked a batch of them. So maybe that's where it's come from, but maybe it's just Old English that's stuck.
It's one of those things sometimes where it's worth actually Googling, because I wouldn't mind, but there's a fascinating reason as to why it's called what it's called.
Yeah.
So don't forget, hit the like button. We are on 163 likes, you wonderful human beings. Because of Ebb and actually named Magnus, we are on 63 of the finest members, and we do only have 8 minutes to go. I hate having to do this manually every time. It's my brother's birthday tomorrow. It's Ash's birthday tomorrow.
I know. He's going to a crocodile zoo.
He is going to a crocodile zoo, yeah. Go up north and a bread roll changes every half a village. Probably. Almost definitely. We're on 63, team. Can we get to 70 before the end of the night so I can go to sleep 70% happy? Up here you have blackened rolls, basically burnt rolls. I can't stand burnt toast.
Can you not?
No, I can't. It's horrible. There's a taste to it where I'm like... Yeah, I don't understand why you'd want to eat a burnt roll. There's some weird food in the world, though, to be fair, isn't there?
Gravy on chips. That's a good one.
I don't feel that's a weird food, though.
That's so nice.
That's one of those northern things that I could quite happily adopt.
Proper thick gravy.
We went to football years and years and years ago. We went to football. It was up north somewhere. I don't remember where. And quite often we went to football. We'd go into the stands. This is when we were in, I think we were in League One, so it was low league football. It wasn't like your big fancy stadiums. Go to the stand, and then Dad and I would have like a pie or something. And Ash wouldn't eat pies. He wouldn't eat them because they got like bits of onion and stuff. He used to be really fucking fussy. He used to be really fucking fussy. So he would have normally just a portion of chips. So we went to the food stand, and Ash went to get his chips. And the lady said, "Do you want anything on that?" And Ash was like sauce? We can have gravy. And he went... like panicked for a minute. What?
Catching up on the stream, so ignore if someone already asked. Does drop pod coming in pairs imply a combat squad ability and reduced transport capacity because of Primaris scale?
That's interesting as a question. I have no idea is the answer. I feel like it would be tragedy if it was a reduced capacity because Primaris scale. But it'd be interesting to know. I didn't think about that. What do we think, chat? Also, average British nerd, what a fucking baller, comes in with a 10 gifted. Thank you so much, you wonderful human being. 73. That's 7 away from 80. Just going to throw that out there. You hero. Oh no, it broke. Shit. Shit on it. This membership tracker's annoying me now, Luce. Can you fix it?
No.
Why?
I like to see you suffer.
Someone snipe Hamish. So my missus likes tripe. Raw.
Whoa, tripe.
Raw?
Is she pregnant right now?
Well, if you don't know, she is now.
Wow.
Chips, cheese and gravy. Banging.
Chips, cheese. Yeah, cheesy chips with gravy.
Or chips, cheese and curry sauce. What?
But it has to be chips, cheese, then gravy.
Honestly, if you weren't so far away, Liam, I'd send you half a lamb for the freezer. We're not that far away, really, are we, in the grand scheme of things? I'll see you tomorrow. My favourite thing from a fish and chip shop in the world ever is literally fish and chip shop chips covered in salt and vinegar in curry sauce.
Mm-hmm.
But I want the pot separate so I can dip.
Yeah.
That's how you dip.
KFC's gravy recipe is online. Yeah. I'll have to see if I can find it.
85 spoonfuls of MSG.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
25 tubs of salt.
Yeah.
Honestly. Really don't like the forced doors open on the pots. Neither do I, TJ, to be fair, mate. I genuinely don't. I think that's a loss, but, you know. That was my reaction exactly. Yeah. Well, you know. 3 minutes to go, team. I got food to have. When's food ready? Is the oven on? Beep, beep, beep. Will it beep, beep, beep?
No, you'll just smell it. You'll
So
smell.
I just stay till it's ready?
We can do.
Yeah? Yes, Liam, the correct choice. That is got to dip the chip. I don't like the
Dip
pour.
the chip.
You've got to dip the chip. I don't like the pour. Don't like the pour. Pour no more. Dip the chip.
This is a terrible food podcast.
This is the advert now. Pour no more. Dip the chip. Why should work in advertising, I reckon. I could really go for some fish and chip shop chips right now.
I know. What
I think
have you
it's
done to
partly because I'm so fucking hungry. After food, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I'm fine.
yourself? Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm so fucking happy. Oh, full gamer! Thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You fucking legend. Up to 78.
Pour no more. Dip the chip.
Dip the chip. It was a t-shirt, that is.
That is.
Thank you so much, Awful Gamer 78. 2 to go to 80, team. 2 to go to 80. And I'm having to do this thing every time now. It's a right faff. 2 to go to 80. Come on! We can do 80. We can do 80. Slogan for the Hobby House Cafe. Yep, absolutely. Pour no more. Dip the chip. Someone tell those Bournemouth chippies that curry sauce should be thick, not the shit seawater they served for $8.50. It should be thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
The one on Salisbury Road, that one's really thick.
The one which is also the Chinese, or the one down in the precinct?
No, the one that's also the Chinese.
We haven't been there for ages. Test with Chef.
Yeah, they do the best curry sauce.
Can we do fish and chips soon?
Yeah.
Isn't it like a Easter weekend meal?
Oh, I think it's a Good Friday thing. Fish on Good Friday.
Should we do fish and chips on Good Friday?
I think that might be a thing, actually. Let me Google.
We can ask Brom if he wants to do fish and chip Friday.
Ooh, dinner club. Do you remember we used to have dinner club?
We used to have dinner club. Yeah, it'd be pre-stream, obviously. Tony, thank you for the one gifted. But pre-stream is easier on a Friday because stream starts later.
Right, hang on.
Tony, thank you so much.
Is
79, 1 to go.
It tradition to have fish and chips on...
Thank you so much, Tony. We're on 80. Yes.
Yes, it is a strong tradition in many Christian cultures, particularly in the UK, to eat fish and chips on Good Friday. Done. I'm WhatsApping Brom right now.
Can we do that on Friday so I have something to look forward to because the week's been shit?
Right. Bromalomaling ding dong. There you are.
Oh, you've now taken me past 80.
Brommers.
Now we're 8 away from 90.
Did we want to do fish and chips?
Thank you, Pretties, for the one gifted. Thank you, Tony, for one more gifted. The choo-choo is going. Choo-choo. Choo-choo.
Sent.
You've already messaged Brom.
I put Brommers. Did we want to do fish and chips together on Good Friday before stream?
Yeah, Ash had originally invited us to go to Sholing to watch the football.
Well, me and Brommers are having fish and chips, so...
Because it's Letitia's... I'll tell you what, Luce. Guess what I'm doing? Do you want to have fish and chips or watch shit football?
Fish and chips.
Now, the football is tempting because it's Matt's team. He's like the director of football there. Don't even listen to me anymore.
I'm just going to keep going. Brom. Send. Brom.
You'll annoy him.
Send.
You're annoying me. My watch is going off
Brom.
now.
Send.
Prudence, thank you for one gifted. We're on 83. 7 to go. A 5 and 2 1s. Or a 10 from Jack Allen. Jesus.
And then I'm going to send the arrows emoji up to be like, read up, read up.
Thank you so much, Jack, for 10 gifted, man.
Send.
What a fucking hero. What a fucking legend. You're amazing, you humans. We're on 93. We're actually 70 away now. 7 away. 70 away. Wow.
Ooh, is there a fish emoji?
I'll take that as a win, I'll be honest.
Fish and... Where's the ampersand? And... Is there chips emoji?
Fuck, I did it again.
There is.
Fucking fuck my fucking life. This fucking tracker is doing my fucking...
Fish emoji, chips emoji.
Yeah.
Then what?
And then a fat person emoji.
There isn't one.
Well, the pregnant lady will do.
Oh, okay. No.
And then a drooling face emoji.
Oh, drool.
Prentice,
Yeah.
thank you for the one gifted. Dave WK, Andrew WK's brother.
Yeah.
Thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you
Yeah.
for the 10 gifted. What?
Confirmed. Party hard.
Party hard, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, did you ever party hard? Jack, thank you for 5 more. Oh my fucking God. Luke, thank you for the 1. There's a fucking train going loose.
When was Brom last in the work chat?
This morning, today.
Oh, at 5:30. Ugh.
This afternoon or this morning?
This afternoon. Is he still in the 5 a.m. club?
No!
Ugh.
No, his fads last as long as every fad lasts. A couple of weeks, done.
And then he realises that sleep's quite important.
Liam's definitely a conspiracy theory kind of guy. Why makes you think that? We actually rounded out there at 110 on the train. You're so fucking good.
I'll
My
do a
dad, your
salt
hair
and
looks
pepper
nice.
emoji as well,
Thanks.
because that always gets salt and... Oh.
That used to be the name of our guinea pigs, salt and pepper.
So they've got a salt emoji, but not... They've got like a green bell pepper emoji for pepper?
They have a pot of pepper.
No. Rude.
That's it. Apple emojis, racist.
Right. Salt, vinegar. Vinegar. No, vinegar doesn't get a damn thing.
No, I love vinegar. I can drink out the bottle.
Ooh, curry sauce. Is there a curry sauce?
Curry sauce!
So there's a curry emoji and then sauce. Nope.
Why are we just talking about emojis now? Why are we doing this?
Because I like to annoy Brom playing Pictionary with
Okay.
emojis if he doesn't get back to me.
There is currently... Oh, my Lord. There is currently many messages in the group chat. Did I round it from 109 to 110? My OCD is happy. You did. You legend, Luke. Thank you so much.
It's okay. His wife's seen it. The Bromley household has got the Good Friday message.
His heavily pregnant wife has seen it and is
Yeah.
probably going...
Yeah, see? That's your in. You want to get to the pregnant wife first. Be like, food?
I also like to take a big bit of cod and then just tear chunks off of your hand and smash it in the curry sauce.
Pour no more.
Pour no more. Dip your chip.
You need one for cod.
I play it.
Plop the cod.
Plop the cod. That's not a great... That's not a good... You are not in charge of slogans. You will remain an apprentice and an apprentice only, okay? Hamish, thank you for becoming a Hussar tier member all by yourself. You're a hero. We do have many membership tiers, chat, if you want to get involved, right? Hussar gets you just access to the basic stuff, including Discord. Scold is because you want to support us a bit more, and you get access, I think, to an additional discount code. Jarl gets you access to a weekly, monthly giveaway. That was about to get expensive. A monthly giveaway for a combat patrol or spearhead box of your choosing. Haskars get behind the scenes content. I actually did for the first time in many, many weeks. I forgot to do behind the scenes yesterday because I've been so fucking busy and stressed. What else do we have? Thanes get access to a WhatsApp chat that Brom, myself, Tom, Joe, Eddie are all in. Paddy can't be for security reasons and he thinks he's better than all of you. So Thanes get access to a WhatsApp chat and Aces do get a ticket free and priority access to events every single year.
I'm going to go and check the chicken.
Yeah? Check the chicken. Dip the chip. We could round out today with a new Thane. That'd be good. Just one new Thane. Just 10 new Thanes. Just 15 new Thanes and I'd be happy. Just 20 new Thanes would be fine. Pop the cod is great. You reckon, Baltic? I'm a pourer, not a dipper. Oh no, Mikey, you're a wrong'un. You're a wrong'un. I love having vinegar on my beans. Vinegar's great on everything, Gaz. Facts. FYI, when the chicken is ready and it's plucked from the oven, I will be going for my dinner because I'm quite hungry right now. People, thank you so much for 112 members, by the way. I was like, we'll get to 80 and I'll be happy with that. That'll be fine for today. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You people are absolutely fucking incredible. Thank you so much. And for the people that went !PayPal and used it, thank you so much as well. I don't know how soon we're going to need these moving funds, but you're amazing. Incredible. Just going to go move on Farmer George's farm anyway. Go live there. Fish cakes or fish fingers, chat? I would go fish cake. But a fish finger sandwich is pretty good. Thanks for some company while I painted a Land Raider. I haven't done any more yet on Ragnar. I'm hoping to spend some time. I was hoping to spend some time this weekend on Ragnar, genuinely. And I ended up house hunting instead. And the housing market for renting right now down this way is slim fucking pickings. So the house that we went to sort today, I was quite excited about it. I was actually quite looking forward to going and seeing it. I got there, looked at it from the outside. I was like, oh, I like this. I like where it is. I like the way it looks. I'm a big fan. Went into the main room and saw the living room and kitchen area and was like, so it's like a big L shape. It goes kitchen into dining room into living room. I was like, oh, I'm a big fan of this. I like this. And then it went downhill. So we went into the front spare room thing that they've got in the property, which I was like, that'll be our office when I thought about it. I have, yeah, it's here somewhere. It's on my desk. Thank you. I forgot to say thank you. I'm sorry. It's been stressful this weekend. Went to the front room. I was like, this is going to be the office. Walked in there. I was like, that's not very big. I might have to get rid of my desk for a smaller one to make this work. We then went upstairs and the bedroom's a reasonable size, but like looking at the master bedroom, our bed and 2 bedside tables won't fit in it. So I was like, this now feels like quite the downgrade. So I don't hate it. I wouldn't be sad living there, but I'd have to sell a lot of furniture. So if you see me a lot of furniture going up for sale soon, you know why. Looking to move to closer studio. We're not looking to move necessarily. We are probably going to move after our news on Friday. Because the rental situation in this particular place right now is getting obscene in terms of the number of increases and how big those increases have been over the last 3 years. If your rent goes up £650 in 3 years, that's quite extreme. Looking at Shirley, oh God, no. I'd rather live under a bridge. Happy the country's postal system has worked. Yeah, it's here somewhere. I think it's next to the Harry Potter books. Under my Death Shroud Terminators. What I did, Thanes, you'll be pleased to know, is I actually bought myself some stuff to build on the Thanes Combat Patrol weekend. So. A year and a half ago, we viewed a place that was 2 bedrooms. The second bedroom was a fucking hallway that led only to the back door. Am I the only person? By the way, I don't know if this is the same in other countries. I'm assuming it probably is, but we have like letting websites, which are they're like Zoopla or Rightmove, where they're all listed and you can go through them all. I get so fucking irritable the second there isn't a floor plan, because I need a floor plan so I can go bedroom, kids' bedroom, office, home ed room, blah, 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 right? I know it's a first world problem, and I know it's very much unique to us. I'm like, I need a floor plan. I need to see how this thing's laid out. And ideally, if it's not too much trouble, which it isn't, just put some dimensions in there. Just put some feet and inches in so I know I can go, that says it's this feet. That's our bed. That's about what this... Okay, cool, that works. I love Death Shroud. I've built them before, Ash. I like them. I don't like drilling the flamer barrels, but you know. Yeah, no floor plan irritates me, team. Every time, without fail, irritates me. And then when you get there and you're like, this isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. If I'd have seen a fucking floor plan, I would have known. So we have to make a decision as to whether we want to put an offer in and probably look at getting rid of a load of furniture, or whether we try and find somewhere else. I have another potential plan, which is a bit of a dickish plan, but I do have a current potential plan as well. But I don't know if it makes me a bad person. I don't want to be a bad person. I'm painting 2 squads of the cursed cultists. So much flesh. I bet there is, yeah.
No floor plan, no go. Fair. They're almost nice enough to run 18, almost. They're a bit samey though, aren't they? Is part of the problem. Is it not? Is this due to the landlord? Yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunately so.
I fully agree. Floor plan with dimensions should be mandatory. Without it, you could argue it's misleading, false advertising.
Yeah. Misleading, I think, is where I'd probably go with it, to be fair. False advertising, I'm not sure. But there is occasions where I'm like, I feel like you've made my time, wasted my time a little bit because it's just not going to work. Now I've got here and seen it. Another bill come through. How good. I hate when they flat lie. That is not a bedroom. Those metal stair literally hanging off the side of the outside wall that I hadn't could move one hand and not safe for. Yeah, 100%. Well, Loose's big issue is when they don't use up-to-date photos. So the photos of the place that we've been and visited today is not the current state of the place. It's significantly worse. I'm painting 2 squads of... oh, yeah. These are 3D prints, so yes. Why do landlords have to be dicks to decent people? Because in general, people are greedy. And so, over the years, in this country at least, people have... built quite the portfolio of properties so that they can make profit for people that need a place to live, which I'm not entirely against, because if that was not the case, we maybe not have had somewhere to live. But I think because of recent changes in the market, some of them may be up shit creek a little bit, and it's a case of, well, just pass the cost burden onto the tenant instead, which, you know, irritates me. But it took me 2 weeks to paint 10 commandos, but I got buggered back, so I have the time. Oh, that sucks. If they claim spacious and the room is 6'8", that's a flat false advertising. Well, I mean, unless you're Eddie, that's pretty spacious then, isn't it? Because property is an investment, it's all money based, and then the house prices keep rising as well. Exactly. 100% Hamish. 100%. Yeah, I'm happy, right? We've now added a freehold, leasehold selection criteria. Oh, okay. We'll be all right. One way or another, we'll be all right. Probably. I'm not panicking yet. It'll be a while before I panic. We're in a place and we're paying some rent right now, you know, so we're not in a contract at the moment, but we're paying rent at the moment, and we're paying rent at the fee that was agreed on the last contract, so I feel like we're pretty safe at the moment. And I feel like there's a little part of me that thinks that if I turn around and say, we're not paying that, that's ridiculous, there's a strong possibility he goes, okay, I won't put it up. And then we stay here anyway, so, you know, it's not the end of the world. Maybe this will continue to be your backdrop for the next, I don't know how long. Anyway, Lucy's just shouted at me from the next room, I'm dishing up! So the chicken is ready. It's been plucked from the oven. And my food is ready to be consumed. You people have been wonderful human beings tonight, and I can't believe we're still at 190 people right now, right at the end of the stream. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash that magical like button for me. It would be super helpful. It helps the algorithm. You're incredible. I love you. And you've been amazing with super chats and with gifteds, and I thought like 70, 80 was going to be our peak tonight for gifteds, and you've smashed 112, which is unbelievable. So thank you so much. I love you. You're amazing. We are back tomorrow for Liam and Joe show at 13:30, and then we will be doing a live game of Warhammer 40k in the evening. Joe and I It's new Emperor's Children, so you can expect to see Lucius, you can expect to see Fulgrim. I don't yet know what I'm going to run into him, but you can expect to see this stuff tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we're back with the normal Warhammer show. Thursday, more Liam and Joe, plus another live game where Tom comes and takes on the newest models from the Emperor's Children. We did get 6 flawless plays from GW. Then on Friday, after dark, after we've had our Good Friday fish and chips at 8:30. I think that's it, right? I think that's everything. If you haven't, like I said, make sure you hit that like button for me. You're more than welcome to stick comments in the chat. In the comment section after the show. It helps the algorithm, and I'll have a look at it, especially if it's about drop pods, specifically about drop pods, all right? Cool. I love you all. You're amazing. Especially you, Thanes. Incredible human beings. Thank you so much for watching. You amazing, beautiful, incredible people in chat. And in the words of Luce, best chat. We'll see you in the next one.